like the translational things that I mentioned from Isaiah, Hakim?
No, no. What I'm talking about is like the whatever is written, whatever we find the text in the Dead Sea Scrolls, those texts themselves, do they have errors in them? I think that's the question.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Well, it depends on what you consider an error. So whenever two texts disagree, so let's say you compare one passage in the Dead Sea Scrolls to a passage in the Masoretic text, and they don't match, then it's the scholar's, kind of scholar's decision, or scholar's, I guess, how can I say this? It's his attempt, it's their effort to see which one is errant, which one shows signs of a primitive reading, which one seems like it's been embellished, which one can be accounted for by a scribal error, whether a word or letter is repeated, or things that are to do with grammar. So yeah, I mean,
Right.
whenever you have manuscripts that differ, one of them is errant, right? One of them is an error, and that's definitely the case. So in 5% of the entirety of the Dead Sea Scroll literature, 5 to 8, some scholars say 10% of it reflects the Greek. So whenever the Greek and the Hebrew disagree, 10% of the Dead Sea Scrolls takes the side of the Greek. Another percentage takes the side of the Samaritan Pentateuch. And then the vast majority takes like a Proto-Masoretic, which is like something similar to what we have today of the Hebrew, but sometimes it doesn't. So it's like you said, it's a mixed bag. There's a book by Sidney Griffith called The Fluid Bible, where he goes through a lot of these different variants, and he shows that the New Testament, the Old Testament, or the Tanakh that we have today, is a result of multiple streams of tradition. So one evolved on its own and became the Septuagint and left some traces along the way. One evolved on its own and became the Masoretic text. One evolved and became the Pentateuch, and then there are um, predecessors to those texts along the way.
Okay, Barakallahu Fik. I understand now.
Yeah, wa fikum barakallah. So for example, like in the Dead Sea Scrolls, you have the book of Psalms. It ends at Psalm 154, whereas currently uh, the the Masoretic text has, I think, 150, and the Septuagint has 151. So there's 3 extra Psalms. The book of Jeremiah, the Jeremiah scroll in the Dead Sea Scrolls, is like 15% longer and has different details. Um, there's like different variants in very important passages that that are shared between them.